This is called Agradweep. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, amongst the branches of the Sri of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is declared that Govinda Ghosh, Madhava Ghosh, and Vasudev Ghosh are very important. These three brothers were born in this place of Agradweep. They came from Kayastha families and were especially very much loved for their sweet, loving kirtans. In fact, Srila Prabhupada explains that when Madhava Ghosh, Vasudev Ghosh, and Govinda Ghosh performed kirtan, as soon as they would begin, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda Prabhu would immediately begin to dance in ecstasy. At Panihati, when they were singing kirtan, Lord Nityananda Prabhu began to completely inundate the devotees with the power of his love. They would sing beautiful songs about Vrindavan and utterly melt the hearts of all the Vaishnavas. In fact, nothing in the entire creation could compare to the kirtan performance of Govinda Ghosh, Madhava Ghosh, and Vasudev Ghosh. This is the conclusion of our acharyas. During the Ratha Yatra every year in Puri, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu designated the three brothers to lead one of the 7 parties of kirtan. And in their party, he selected Vakreshwar Pandit to be the dancer. After Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he went to South India. After some years, he decided to go to Vrindavan. During his first attempt to go to Vrindavan, he came to Sri Navadvip Dham. There we know, in Kuliagram, he forgave all the offenders who had criticized, blasphemed, and treated harshly the Lord and his devotees, and gave them all pure devotional service. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling from village to village, and Govinda Ghosh was acting like his servant. At that time, Govinda Ghosh was a very committed brahmachari, and he would perform very menial tasks to serve his beloved Lord, Sri Gauranga. One of those tasks was after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take his prasad, he would bring him some haritaki, which aids in digestion and is very good for health. So one day, he had to beg for the haritaki and kept the Lord waiting for a period of time before bringing it to him. The next day, after the Lord's prasad, the Lord asked for haritaki and he immediately gave him some. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, "How is this? Yesterday you had to go begging. It took time. But today you have it immediately. Can you explain?" Govinda Ghosh replied that, "Not wanting to keep you waiting, my Lord, I begged for an extra quantity, and I am keeping it with me so I can give to you without inconvenience." "Ah, you have the mood of a collector. You are keeping in collection. Therefore, you cannot be a brahmachari. This mood of collecting and keeping things in storage is the mood of a grihastha. Therefore, you must get married." Govinda Ghosh began to cry, weeping tears, "My Lord, please, please, no, don't abandon me from your service. I'm a brahmachari. Let me be a brahmachari. Let me serve you with my heart and soul with no distraction." The Lord said, "No, I have decided you must accept the grihastha order of life." seeing the tears in his devotee's eyes, the Lord told him that I will always be with you. So Govinda Ghosh was sent by the Lord back to this place, where in due course of time he accepted a Krishna-conscious, chaste and faithful wife, and had one son. He was very much lonely in separation from Lord Chaitanya. One day before the sunrise, he went to take bath in Ganga, which is very close by to this place. While he was in the Ganga, he felt something coming down the current that touched his body. He was thinking that it was a burning piece of wood, so he immediately picked it up and threw it on the bank of the river. But he didn't see what it was because it was too dark. He came home. That night he had a dream. In the dream, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to him and told him that I promised you that I would stay with you. I came today in the river to be with you, but you picked me up and threw me on the riverbank. Go back, I am waiting for you. So Govinda Ghosh, the next day morning, he went to the riverbank, and there he found the beautiful, merciful deity of Gopinath, who we see in the temple on this very day. Govinda Ghosh understood that this form of Gopinath was none different than Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he felt his beloved's association in worshipping the deity. Govinda Ghosh, he was doing a lot of preaching in this area, preaching to whoever he met the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram have appeared as Gaur-Nitai. They're giving love of God profusely to all. Just accept with faith their message and chant the holy names. One day he had some preaching function to go to, so he told his son, who was only 5 years old at the time, that your mother will make the offering of bhog and you should offer it to Gopinathji. So he left and mother prepared the Raj Bhog offering, and the child brought the offering in and placed it before the deity. Prayed to the deity of Gopinath, please accept this offering. Of course we know how the Lord glances upon the bhoga and tastes the devotion in it and leaves it as Mahaprasad. 5-year-old child, he did not understand these high philosophical principles. He saw that the food was still there. He said, Gopinath, please eat. Please eat. When my father offers, you eat. But when I offer, you won't eat. Please eat. He was very disturbed. He was crying, begging the Lord again and again and again, please eat. Some say he even picked up a stick and said, if you don't eat, I'm going to get in trouble. My father's going to punish me that you didn't eat his food. You please eat. So Gopinath spoke to the child. He said, I've already eaten. It's prasad. He said, no, you haven't eaten. I'm going to get in trouble by my father. You eat. Gopinath said, I will eat, but you have to promise me that you will never tell anyone that I have eaten this food. If you do, you die. He promised. The deity ate half the offering right in front of the child's eyes. The child brought the prasad off of the altar. And soon Govinda Ghosh returned. He said, where is the prasad? Mother brought. Where's the rest of it? He said, your son only brought half back. Govinda Ghosh became very angry. He said, "You have eaten the deity's offering?" He said, "No. Your mother says when you took it off the altar, there was only half there. Did you eat it?" He said, "No." "Then where is it?" "I didn't eat it." "Then where is it?" No, I didn't eat it." "You tell me, where is it?" Father was very angry out of love for his child. So due to being fearful, the child said, "Actually, Gopinath ate it. I saw him eat it, honest." As soon as he spoke that, blood started coming out of his mouth and he died. Shri Gopinath Dev Ki! Govinda Ghosh felt very bad that he pressurized his son to speak a lie before the deity. So in his lamentation, he came before Gopinath and told him that I only have one son and you have taken away my son. Gopinath spoke to him. He said, "Please know that I am your son and you should honor me and serve me as your son." Govinda Ghosh said, "How can you be my son? You are my Lord, you are my master. My only son is dead. Who will carry on my dynasty? Who will offer Shraddha Pinda after I leave this world?" The deity of Gopinath said to him, "I promise you, I will offer the Shraddha and Pinda. I am your son." So from that day on, Govinda Ghosh worshipped Gopinath Dev in the love and devotion of a father for a son. Many years passed. On the disappearance day of Govinda Ghosh, all the people from these villages were feeling great grief in his separation. They brought his body to the river Ganga and performed the last rites. When they came back, the deity, who was elegantly dressed, was no longer dressed in his prescribed attire. He was wearing the very simple type of white dress that a son wears after his father dies. So they understood the truth that Gopinath truly is the son of Govinda Ghosh. So they brought the deity to the Samadhi Mandir and had the deity personally offer Shraddha to his father. And from that time to this very day, this is the tradition in Agradweep. On the disappearance day of Govinda Ghosh, they bring the deity of Gopinath in a palanquin to the Samadhi of Govinda Ghosh, which is just behind us. And he offers the Shraddha Patra and Pinda to his beloved devotee. That's such a glorious festival that 200,000 to 300,000 people are crowded in this courtyard on that occasion every year. It is one of the most glorious festivals of Gaur-Mandala Bhumi. This land belongs to the king of Krishna Nagar, and that king has such devotion to this deity that after the disappearance festival, where Gopinath Dev performs the Shraddha, the deity is put on a boat and he's taken on the Ganga to Navadvip Ghat, where he spends the night and is worshipped by all the devotees of Navadvip and Mayapur. It's a great festival. And he stops in various places until he comes to Krishna Nagara. When he's there, he's worshipped in a temple in the king's palace area for half of the year. And just after Vijayadashami, Dasera, the deity is brought back here to be worshipped. Today we are sitting in this very holy courtyard where Govinda Ghosh, that divine servitor of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, would perform his Kirtan of the holy name, his preaching, his worship of Gopinath Dev. We are sitting under the shade of a tamal tree. The tamal tree represents Shyam Sundar, Tamal Krishna. Krishna has complexion like tamal tree. When Srimati Radharani would see tamal tree, she would remember her beloved Shyam Sundar, and she would embrace the tamal tree and go mad in the ecstasy of love. Well, this is a very worshipable tree. It is very symbolic because by taking shelter under the shade of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who is blackish like a tamal tree, we can achieve relief from the scorching heat of material existence.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on thesacredconnect.com.